A 5'3" senior, number 11, Caitlin Hellwig. A 5'6" junior, number 12, Peyton Smith. A 5'11" junior, number 22, Hallie Bevins. And a 5'10" junior, number 30, Justice Brackney. Labette County is coached by Christy Snyder, assisted by Heather Wilson, Brianna Vollmer, and Greg Lampkins. For Pittsburgh, a 5'11" sophomore, number 21, Caden Matlock. A 5'11" senior, number 24, Caitlin Kidd. A 5'9" sophomore, number 32, Sophia Pinamani. A 5'6" senior, number 33, Abby Casper. And a 5'7" freshman, number 12, Madden Petty. Pittsburgh is coached by Chris Kotz, assisted by Keith Matlock, Bobby Stackhouse, and Allie Grimes. We're about ready, I think, for the national anthem. So let's take a 2-minute timeout. You are listening to Labette County Basketball on AM 1540 and live streaming on KLKCradio.com. We just got done with the national anthem here in Pittsburgh. A big game tonight for both the girls and the boys. For the girls, trying to stay in first place in SEK League play. Labette County coming off of their first loss last Friday night against Fort Scott in overtime. 49-46, so Labette County, no harm done, still 16-1, but in league play, now 8-1. Fort Scott at 7-2 in league play. Now, just a few games remaining, just 3 games remaining. Were Labette County to win tonight and Fort Scott to lose tonight, then Labette County would claim at least a share of the SEK League title. However, that's not very likely, as Fort Scott is playing at Coffeyville, and of course the Lady NATO have struggled for several years now, so I would anticipate a Fort Scott victory tonight, and so it's paramount for Labette County Lady Grizzlies to stay on the winning course and continue to play well, as Fort Scott nipping at their heels. Interesting as well that Labette County will be playing at Fort Scott this year in the sub-state tournament. So in order to get to Salina, the place they want to go for the 4th year in a row, Labette County almost certainly will have to defeat Fort Scott at Fort Scott. Let's go ahead and take a look at the SEK Girls League from Tuesday night. Labette County was off. Chanute defeated Coffeyville 67-42. Parsons defeated Independence in 2 overtimes, 47-44. And, of course, Fort Scott defeating this Pittsburgh team 46-37. Tonight, Fort Scott's at Coffeyville, Independence is at Chanute, and Labette County is here at Pittsburgh. So the Lady Grizzlies need to keep to their winning ways in order to stay in control of their own destiny, which they do control at this time in SEK League play. And we're ready for our tip-off. Justice Brackney jumping against 5'11" Caitlin Kidd. The referee tosses the pumpkin high into the air. It's tipped back to Gegg, who gets it to Hellwig. We're on our way, and Hellwig promptly turns it over just like that. Not a good start for Labette County. First turnover of the ball game, 5 seconds in. And that time, Hellwig struggled to control the pass, and the ball just got away from her and quickly turned it over. Pittsburgh basketball down the court. Here's Pinamani, drives to the hoop. She's double-teamed by Brackney and Hellwig. Loses the ball. It's knocked away out of bounds. Stays with Pittsburgh. Casper to inbound it for the Lady Dragons. To the right of her own hoop, lobs it in. This is Kidd. Now Matlock. Matlock. Pass inside Casper. Turn, shoots, misses. Rebound Peyton Smith. Ahead to Gegg. Tristan kicks it inside. Good pass to Hellwig. She's double-teamed, nowhere to go. And she throws it away out of bounds. And 2 offensive possessions for Labette County and 2 turnovers. So not the start that the Lady Grizzlies are looking for, although that's only on the offensive end. They played well on the first Pittsburgh offensive possession, and now Pittsburgh inbounds the ball. Here's a pass down the court. This is Pinamani, loses the ball out of bounds. Another turnover, this time against Pittsburgh. So a pretty sloppy start for both teams. 7:24 to play. Just underway here, no score. Hellwig brings it up for Labette County. Now Smith on the near wing. Smith up top, Brackney. Justice around to Hallie Bevins, far wing. Now Hellwig drives the far baseline, shoots and scores. Caitlin Hellwig, a 2-point jumper, and Labette County draws first blood at 2-0. Pittsburgh basketball. Here's Casper down the court for Kidd. Kidd back to Casper. Now Madden Petty, the freshman. Petty had a good game at Harrison Gymnasium earlier this year. Casper drives in the paint, shoots the same shot she just did, and this time it goes in. Abby Casper for 2 on the 2-point jump shot, and we're tied. Here's Gegg driving with the right hand. Good pass inside. Brackney and 1. Justice for 2 and give the assist to Tristan Gegg. And they're going to get Petty on the foul, her first team foul. Free throw from Justice is good. She completes the old-fashioned 3-point play, and it's a 5-2 Labette County lead. Pittsburgh basketball as Labette County picks up full court pressure. Here is Kidd with it. Now give it back to Casper. She'll bring it across the timeline. Guarded one-on-one by Hellwig. Now Petty. Petty drives with the right hand. Kick it across to the far wing. Casper, a 3-pointer is an air ball out of bounds. And the ball goes back to Labette County with 6:09 to play in the first quarter and a 5-2 Lady Grizzlies lead. Here's Gegg bringing it up for Labette County as Pittsburgh picks up full court pressure. Great down court pass to Brackney. She lays it up and in for 2. So back-to-back buckets for Brackney and back-to-back assists for Gegg. And Labette County leads by 5, under 6 to play. Here is Kidd with the basketball. Now she'll get out to Casper. Now Petty dribbles with the left hand up top to Pinamani. Now Casper drives from the near wing into the paint, throws it away. 2 turnovers against Pittsburgh, stolen by Bevins. Here's Hellwig. Caitlin's going to drive. Stops her dribble, kicks it to Brackney, top of the key. Now Peyton Smith, far wing. Into the far corner, Bevins, and around the horn they'll go to Hellwig. Now Gegg, near wing, drive. She's hammered and out of bounds. Good grief. No foul call. Again, Tristan Gegg can't buy a foul in the state of Kansas. So out of bounds on the block, and the ball goes back to Pittsburgh. Well, even on the block, it wouldn't go to Pittsburgh. They're going to say she just lost the basketball. I don't know how you come up with that. Here's a three. No good. Ball's loose. Saved by Gegg. Peyton Smith has it. Back the other way. Labette County moving left to right. Peyton Smith is bumped by Casper out of bounds, and they're not going to get the foul call. Outrageous on back-to-back offensive possessions, and that time Casper threw her midsection into the body of Peyton Smith. No call. Back-to-back turnovers against Labette County, aided by 3 men in striped shirts. Whatever. Here's Petty up top to Casper, top of the key. Labette County stays in the zone defense. This is Riley Johnson with it, who just came in the game for the Lady Dragons. Good pass inside to Matlock. Her shot's no good. Offensive rebound, Penamani. Her shot's no good, and that was Kidd, rather. And back the other way, Labette County. Good down court pass from Gegg to Brackney. Layup, no good. Loose ball grabbed by Brackney, and finally a foul called against Pittsburgh. Good job by Justice to get her own rebound. Foul called on Kidd, her second team foul. Against the Lady Dragons, Brackney at the line shooting 2. And she hits the first free throw shot. And Justice, who has struggled from the free throw line this season, has hit her first 2 here, knock on wood. 8-2 Labette County lead. Second free throw is good. And the lead is 9-2 for the Lady Grizzlies. Pittsburgh basketball. Here is Johnson. Now into the near corner. They go to Matlock, and a pass inside and a foul called against Hallie Bevins of Labette County. And she was guarding Ella Hendrickson for Pittsburgh, and she's a big girl. Stands at 6 foot and touch more than that the other way, so Bevins has all she can handle there. And now a foul's going to be called away from the ball against Hendrickson of Pittsburgh, and back to Labette County goes the basketball. It's a 3-1 advantage for Pittsburgh on the team fouls. That's the first team foul against Pittsburgh. Here's Hellwig with it. The ball's knocked away by Petty out of bounds, and it'll stay with Labette County. As Petty came up on Hellwig and really was mauling her and knocked it out of bounds. That's got to be a blocking foul, and it is on Petty. As Petty came up and gave Hellwig a good bump, and she picks up a foul. That's a rather careless foul on Petty. It's her second, 4th team foul against Pittsburgh. 3:56 to play here in the first quarter, and a 9-2 Labette County lead. Here's Hellwig with it. Dribbles with the left hand across the timeline. Now Gegg. She'll fly down the baseline. Kick it into Brackney. Shot is way too high off the glass. No good. Offensive rebound, Smith. She's really manhandled. No call, but she rips the rebound away, and now Hellwig has it to reset the offense. Here's Gegg, held scoreless here in the first quarter. Step back, let it fly from way downtown. In and out, no good. Rebound Brackney, back to Gegg. Tristan drives, and she's fouled along the baseline. I think that'll be on the floor. And the foul's on Casper, her first 15 foul. Here's the ball inbounded to Hosey, who just came into the game for Labette County. Now Gegg. Around a screen from Faith, hesitates, drives the baseline, floats it up and in. Tristan Gegg for 2, her first 2 of the game.
Number 10, Tristan Gegg.
And a good screen set that time by Faith Hosey. And the lead is 9 for the Lady Grizzlies. Pittsburgh, good ball rotation as the pass knocked away by Labette County out of bounds. It'll stay with the Lady Dragons with 3:02 to play and a 9-point Labette County lead. Pittsburgh moving right to left, wearing their home white jerseys. Purple numerals and lettering and silver trim. There's a bounce pass to Riley Johnson, and her three-pointer is up, and it is good. That's a basket much needed for Pittsburgh. Here's a pass inside from Gegg to Brackney. Justice is fouled, but they might get this rather on Riley Johnson guarding Gegg on the baseline instead, so it's on the floor. But already the 16th foul against Pittsburgh here in the first quarter, and Labette County being the bonus for the rest of the first half. Here's a three from Gegg. She buries it. From the far corner, Gegg hits from downtown. She has 5. And the lead's 9 for Labette County. About 2.5 to play here in the first quarter. Here's Casper, now Johnson. Back to Casper. Here's Simmons, now Casper. Pittsburgh taking their time against this zone. Here's pass to the high post, Matlock, back out to Casper. Now Simmons, back out to Casper. As Labette County appears to be in something of a 1-2-2 zone. Here's Johnson, now Casper. Pass to the far corner, Simmons, back to Casper, fakes a 3, drives, double team, nowhere to go. Now finds Simmons a 3, and it gets stuck in the rim, and that is considered a jump ball, and so the possession arrow goes back to Labette County. So whenever you have a situation where the ball is stuck between the rim and the backboard, that's a jump ball. And I think the possession arrow goes to Pittsburgh, as Labette County had the basketball, but it should be going to Pittsburgh, and now it does. They correct it. 1:52 on the clock, 14-5. Labette County with the lead. I want to thank Labette Bank, our sponsors. Labette Bank for bringing you Labette County basketball tonight here in Pittsburgh. Casper, top of the key. She'll drive into the body of Brackney. They're getting justice on a foul. Casper goes to the line to shoot 2. And they're going to Strickland instead of Justice. So her second team foul against Labette County. I thought they were for sure going to get Justice, but they got Lacey Strickland. So Casper at the line shooting 2. Hits the first shot. She has 3 points tonight.
Into the game for Labette County, number 10, Tristan Gegg, along with number 22, Allie Bevins.
Gegg and Bevins come back into the game quickly for Strickland and Brackney. Second free throw shot is good, so Casper's 2 for 2 from the line, and Pittsburgh's within 7 at 14-7, Labette County. Gegg with the basketball, 1:44 on the clock. Gegg's triple team, finds a wide open Peyton Smith, layup, no good. Followed by Bevins is good. Allie Bevins, her first 2 of the game, coming off of a performance against Fort Scott where she really struggled, but besides that, she's played awfully good this year. And here is Johnson throwing the ball out of bounds. Turnover against Pittsburgh. 30-second timeout on KLKC.
Labette Grizzly basketball is brought to you by Bartlett Co-op, with 8 convenient locations in southeast Kansas and northern Oklahoma. Contact Bartlett Co-op for all your farming needs in Bartlett, Edna, Oswego, Mound Valley, Chitopa, Coffeyville, and Big Cabin.
.128 to play here in the first quarter. Pittsburgh calling the 30-second timeout after a terrible turnover against the Lady Dragons. So Labette County basketball with a 9-point lead. Here's Gegg, drives the baseline, and she's out of bounds. And the 5th turnover of the first quarter against Labette County. That's really the only thing the Lady Grizzlies have struggled with. Here to begin this game, 16-7, the lead for the Lady Grizzlies in Pittsburgh basketball. Here's Casper, down court pass for Matlock. Now back to Casper. She'll drive, kick it up top, Johnson. Guarded by Hellwig, back to Casper as Labette County stays in that 1-2-2. Here's a pass into Kidd. She'll drive, double team, nowhere to go with it. Now Matlock, a jump shot, no good. And rebound Casper for Pittsburgh from the free throw line. Jumper, no good. Hosey tried to rebound the ball, couldn't, but it was knocked out of bounds by Pittsburgh, and back to Labette County goes the basketball. And the one thing Labette County really struggled with in their overtime loss to Fort Scott was rebounding. And that's when you really notice the absence of Aubrey Sorrell. 35 seconds to play here in the first quarter, a 9-point Labette County lead. Here's Bevins around to Hellwig near wing. Throws into traffic, and it's stolen. 6 turnovers against Labette County. Casper the other way. Now Matlock. Now Simmons. Beauty Simmons, the 5'5 sophomore. She drives, finds Johnson. Now Casper far wing. Casper going to lob it inside to Caitlin Kidd. Throws up an air ball. And Peyton Smith had the rebound in her hand. It was knocked away by Johnson, and she scores at the buzzer. 60-second timeout on KLKC.
Labette Grizzly basketball is brought to you by Bartlett Co-op with 8 convenient locations in southeast Kansas and northern Oklahoma. Contact Bartlett Co-op for all your farming needs in Bartlett, Edna, Oswego, Mound Valley, Chitopa, Coffeyville, and Big Cabin.
One quarter in the books. Labette County leads Pittsburgh 16-9. It'll be Lady Grizzly basketball. And here's Gegg with it on the far wing, driving, and she's fouled. And they're going to get Casper, and that's her second personal foul, 17 foul. And just like that, to begin the second quarter, Tristan Gegg goes to the line to shoot 1 and 1. Looks like the same starting 5 out there for Labette County to start the second quarter, start of the game. As Gegg hits the free throw, and she has 6 points. As the Lady Grizzlies look to rebound from their first loss of the season against Fort Scott, and Gegg hits both of them. She has 7, and it's a 9-point Labette County lead just underway here in the second quarter. Pittsburgh basketball. Here's Casper, guarded by Hellwig as Labette County comes out in a man-to-man. Here's Petty, drives around a screen, finds Casper in the near corner, 3, no good. Rebound, Bevins. Hallie travels. I don't know if they got that against Bevins or against Gegg. I think they called it against Hallie. She was trying to get the ball to Tristan Gegg. So the 8th turnover of the first half for Labette County. That's really the only phase in which they have not played well. Here's Casper. Finds Kidd. Now back to Casper, lobs it up top, Matlock, now Petty. And back to Casper. Casper's been their primary ball handler today, but doesn't look like a true point guard. Here's a pass into Matlock, good move in the post, and she's going to be fouled by Bevins. And that was a good move by Matlock in the post, and she baited Bevins into that, committing that foul, and Hallie did it. That's her second and the third team foul against Labette County. As Hosey comes to the line, or to the scorer's table, and she'll replace Hallie, I would guess. And she does, as Matlock hits the first free throw and her first 2 of the game. And Matlock, the 5'11 sophomore, has 1 more. Free throw is good. So the lead is 18-11 for Labette County. Lady Grizzly basketball. Tristan Gegg across the timeline. Going to drive against Matlock. Lets it fly. Good for 2 points.
Basket by number 10, Tristan Gegg.
And Gegg has 9 in tonight's ball game and puts Labette County ahead by 9. Under 7 to play here in the first half. 20-11. Labette County with the lead. Here's Casper with it. As Labette County back into a zone defense. Here's Casper. Going to drive with the right hand, pull up 2-pointer off the glass and in.
Basketball number 33, Abby Casper.
Abby Casper has 6 points. Here's a pass down court. Hosey, her pass looking for Brackney's knocked away, grabbed by Hellwig, and Hellwig scores. Well, not the way they drew it up, but it counts either way, and Caitlin Hellwig has 4 points. Here's a steal by Gegg. Tristan the other way, left-handed layup, no good. Rebound, Caitlin Hellwig, her shot no good. And the rebound by Caitlin Kidd. Boy, you won't see Labette County miss that too many times, as here's a pass down court from Casper, knocked away but grabbed by Matlock, and now back to Casper, top of the key. Here's Petty, now Casper, near wing, 3, no good. And the rebound is knocked out of bounds off of Hosey, and the ball stays with Pittsburgh as the Labette County continues. So he doesn't agree with that call, and neither does Coach Snyder. And now a timeout's going to be called by Labette County. Let's take 30 seconds on KLKC. Pittsburgh 13, and it'll be Pittsburgh basketball. As the inbounds pass is almost knocked away by Hellwig, but Casper gets it. Now back to Simmons. Now Casper around to Petty, the freshman. Drives with the right hand, now finds Matlock. A long two-point jumper is an air ball and goes out of bounds back to Labette County. Hellwig brings it up for the Lady Grizzlies, moving left to right, wearing their road black uniforms, red numerals, red lettering, and gold trim. Here is Gegg, way out by center court. Now Smith into the post. Brackney double team, shoots off the glass and scores anyway. Good shot by Justice Brackney, and she has 9 points tonight. And she's played awfully well. Here is Simmons, trapped along the near sideline. Gets it to Casper. Now Petty, a 3 is good.
A 3-point basket by number 12, Madden Petty.
Madden Petty, the freshman who looked awfully good a few weeks ago in Altamont. Put on quite a showing. Now gets her first points of the ball game, a 3-pointer. Pittsburgh within 8. Gegg dribbles all the way around the court. Shoots along the baseline, no good. Followed by Brackney, no good. Rebound, Caitlin Kidd of Pittsburgh. Two good looks for Labette County. Couldn't get it to fall. Here is Matlock, top of the key. Now Casper. One-on-one with Hellwig. Under 5 to play here in the first half. And an 8-point Labette County lead. Here's Petty now. Matlock, Simmons. Finds Casper in the near corner. Good pass inside. Kidd. A shot is up and good.
Basketball number 24,
Caitlin Kidd has her first 2 of the ball game. Pittsburgh within 6 points. Here's Gegg. 4 minutes to play. Finds Peyton Smith wide open far corner. 3, no good. Rebound Hosey. Now Hellwig, a 3, no good. Offensive rebound Smith, and she's fouled from behind. Good job by Peyton Smith to get the rebound. And she's fouled on the over-the-back call. They get Pinamani on the foul, her first 8th team foul against Pittsburgh. Peyton Smith at the line to shoot 1 and 1. Strickland back into the game, replacing Hellwig for Labette County. Smith at the line. And her free throw is good. So Peyton Smith in the scorebook, she has 1. And the lead is 7 for the Lady Grizzlies. 3:54 to play here in the first half. And Smith hits both free throws. And Labette County's looked awfully good from the free throw line here in the first half. The lead is 8 for the Lady Grizzlies. 3:47 to play. And Gegg knocks the ball away and lays it up and in with the right hand. A turnover and a steal leads to bucket in transition for Labette County. And Gegg has 11 in the first half. Back the other way, Pittsburgh. It's Petty, and she's fouled. They're going to get Hosey on the foul, her first. Fourth team foul against Labette County, and that time the other way was Gegg stealing it from Hendrickson on Pittsburgh's side of the court. Ball's inbounded to Casper now. Pittsburgh basketball. Here's Petty. Her shot blocked by Gegg with authority and taken away by Peyton Smith. What a great block by Gegg, and that's another aspect of her game that no one gives her any credit for. A great defensive play. And she's a lot longer than she looks when you meet her in person, but when she gets that uniform on, I think her arms grow 6 inches. Gegg drives, shoots, and scores. So a big block and now a bucket for Gegg. Timeout on the court, 30 seconds on KLKC. Slowly starting to take control. Lady Grizzlies lead the Lady Dragons of Pittsburgh 30-18. It'll be Pittsburgh basketball. Coming off of a block and then a layup by Tristan Gegg. Casper brings it up for the Lady Dragons with the right hand guarded by Peyton Smith. Now Petty on the near wing. She'll drive. Going to draw all kinds of contact, and she'll be fouled in the lane. And, boy, it looks like they're going to call that on the floor. That's a tough call. They're going to get Gegg on the foul. Her first 15 foul. I can't believe they didn't get the shot on that. Pittsburgh basketball to inbound. It is Casper. Lobs it up for Kidd at the free throw line. Now Matlock top of the key. Good pass into Petty. She's out of control, and they're going to call a foul against Labette County to bail her out, and the Labette County bench not happy with that. Foul on Hellwig, just Caitlin's first, and the 6th foul against Labette County, and Coach Snyder has a word with the official. So Petty at the line, shooting 2. Boy, they're going to call that a shooting foul. And Petty with 3 points hits the free throw, and now she has 4 as Peyton Smith comes out. So Hosey, Strickland, Brackney, Gegg, and Hellwig on the court for Labette County. Petty at the line for one more. Free throw is good. And so the lead is 10 for the Lady Grizzlies at 30-20. 2:35 to play here in the first half. Gegg with it way out by the literally the Purple Dragon at center court. Taking her time with it, setting up the offense. I'm not sure exactly what the Labette County strategy is here, but Gegg in no hurry to do anything. I'm shocked. They're going to have to force Matlock to come up on her. Gegg just looking at the official, not doing anything. Now finally Matlock comes up closer and they'll swing the ball around. Here's Hellwig. Now back to Gegg on the near wing. She'll drive. All kinds of contact. She shoves in the back and no call. And another turnover now against Pittsburgh, but I don't understand how Tristan Gegg can't buy a call in the SEK. I'm not talking about just an ordinary player. I'm talking about the best female player in the state of Kansas and can't get a call in Kansas Class 4A1. And she had a forearm shoved in her back and went tumbling to the ground, no call. But Pittsburgh turns it over right back, so back the other way comes Labette County. Here is Strickland, far wing. Now Hellwig, top of the key. Kaylin finds Gegg, long three, good! And Tristan makes him pay from downtown. All Labette County here in the first half, a 13-point Lady Grizzly lead with 1:20 to play. Here's Simmons now near wing. She drives with the right hand, kicks it to the far side, Casper. Here's Casper now way out by the volleyball line. Gives it to Kidd. Good pass inside to Simmons, and she'll score. Nice pass. And they're going to say that's Pinamani, so Pinamani, not Simmons. Here's Gegg, a long three. Off the back iron, no good. And back the other way comes Pinamani for Pittsburgh. Has the ball knocked out of bounds from behind. It'll stay with the Dragons.
In the game for Labette County, number 12.
So Pinamani on the basket for Pittsburgh, not Simmons. I don't know what I was looking at there. Pittsburgh basketball. Passes up top to Kidd. Kidd top of the key, guarded by Brackney. Now Casper. 43 seconds to play. Here's Petty, spins around, Gagan scores. Madden Petty, a good take. And the young freshman who played so well in Altamont continues to play well here tonight on her home floor. 25 seconds to play in the first half, and Pittsburgh's climbed back to within 9. Here's Gegg with the right hand, finds Smith near corner inside Brackney, double teamed and fouled from behind. And Justice back at the line to shoot 2. They're going to get Kidd. That's her second. And the 9th team foul against Pittsburgh. Brackney to the line. And the free throw this time is no good from Justice. With 14.6 to play, Brackney's second free throw is good. And Labette County leads by 10, 13 seconds. Casper driving with the right hand, 9 seconds. Hendrickson now, Pinamani, top of the key, Petty. She'll drive with the right hand and has it stolen by Elwig. 2 seconds, 1. Kaylin lets it fly. Down at the buzzer. Kaylin Helwig for 2 off of a great steal. And Labette County goes to the locker room up by 12. And now they're going to talk about it. They signaled it was good. They're still going to talk about it. And now they will say it's good. And now a warning is going to be called against Pittsburgh as the Pittsburgh bench was irate about that call. It looked clearly good to me, but Pittsburgh was furious about it, and they're going to get penalized of bench warning against Pittsburgh. And now head coach Chris Krotz is going to come talk to the officials about what he just saw. But at halftime, your score of our girls game, Labette County 36, Pittsburgh 24. Let's take a 2-minute timeout. You're listening to Labette County Basketball on AM 1540 and live streaming on KLKCradio.com. Halftime here in Pittsburgh. Labette County leads Pittsburgh 36-24 in this our girls game. Let's go ahead and get you some halftime scoring totals. First for Labette County, Tristan Gegg with 16, Caitlin Helwig 6, Peyton Smith 2, Hallie Bevins 2, and Justice Brackney with 10. For Pittsburgh, Caden Matlock with 2, Caitlin Kidd 2, Sophia Penamani with 2, Abby Casper 6, Madden Petty with 7, and Riley Johnson with 5 points as they're having some halftime entertainment here on the court, so that'll extend our halftime here on air. So let's go ahead and take another 2-minute timeout. You're listening to Labette County Basketball on AM 1540 and live streaming on KLKCradio.com. Hey, Terry. Hey, between games, I'll probably send it to you, too. Halftime in Pittsburgh, our girls game. Labette County leads Pittsburgh 36-24. Labette County's played awfully well. The only aspect of the first half where they've really struggled is in turnovers. They've had 9 turnovers in the first half. Pittsburgh is obliged the other way with 6 of their own, but Labette County got awfully rough with the basketball. But most of that was in the first quarter, and then they really cleaned things up and had a good second quarter. So 9-6, the turnovers. Labette County with the lead there, although not a lead you want. And so your quarter scoring as well. Labette County outscored Pittsburgh 16-9 in the first quarter, and then 20-15 in the second quarter to give you your halftime score of 36-24. Again, Gegg with 16 points. She has 2 3-pointers. Justice Brackney playing well in the post. She has 10 points, 6 from the field and 4 of 5 from the charity stripe. So Justice Brackney from free throw range, a place where she's really struggled, has played well in the first half. For Pittsburgh, Madden Petty, the freshman, and this is a girl we're going to see a lot of in the future, obviously with her being a freshman, with 7 points. and she's been their best player. She's really good, and she's kept them in the game. 36-24, your halftime score. Let's take another 2-minute timeout. You're listening to Labette County Basketball on AM 1540 and live streaming on KLKCradio.com. Getting ever closer to the second half here in Pittsburgh, as this halftime seems to have lasted forever, as they had some halftime entertainment and then stopped the clock and delayed halftime for an extra few minutes. So 36-24, Labette County with the lead. Let's go ahead and take a look closely, or quickly rather, at the boys' side of the SEK. Pittsburgh is 14-3 overall. They are 9-1 in the league. Labette County 12-5 overall, 7-2 in the league. So a huge game tonight for both teams. Parsons 13-5, 7-3 in the SEK. Coffeyville 9-8 overall, 4-5 in the league. Fort Scott 7-10, 3-6 in the league. Independence at 3-14, but playing well. They're at 2-7 in the SEK, and Schnutt's at 3-14, 1-9 in league play. On Tuesday night, Labette County was off. Coffeyville defeated Chanute 57-49. Parsons over Independence 68-56. And Pittsburgh defeated Fort Scott 80-57. Tonight, Fort Scott at Coffeyville, Independence at Chanute, and of course Labette County here at Pittsburgh. So if Labette County can get the W tonight in our boys game, they'll be tied with Pittsburgh for at least a share of the SEK league title heading into these final few games of the season. We're ready for the second half of our girls game. Labette County leads Pittsburgh 36-24, and as I said earlier, a Labette County win tonight and a Fort Scott loss on the girls' side would guarantee Labette County at least a share of the league title, but I don't think that'll happen. Here's Petty driving for Pittsburgh to begin the third quarter. Her layup is no good, a contested layup. Here's Hellwig. Great pass into Peyton Smith, and she can't quite get the layup, so she'll bring it out and give it back up to Gegg. Now around to Hellwig. What a pass from Hellwig, though. She dropped that thing right in there in a lot of traffic. Here's Gegg. Good pass to Brackney. Justice drives, shoots, scores off the glass and in. And Justice has 12 points and continues to get better and better in the post. Give the assist to Gegg. Pittsburgh basketball moving left to right. Here is Matlock, now high post kid, back to Casper near wing. One-on-one with Hellwig. Caitlin won't give her an inch. 7:05 to play, just underway here in the second half. Here's Penamani now around to Casper. Casper around a screen with the right hand, gives it back to Kidd. She can't quite hang on to it. Ball's loose. And a foul's going to be called against Labette County, looking for the loose ball. They're going to get Justice Brackney. Just her first foul, so Justice in good shape, as is Labette County all the way around the roster as far as foul trouble goes. Here's the ball inbounded to Kidd. Now Matlock, top of the key, guarded by Bevins. Labette County stays in his zone. Here's a three from Casper, no good. And the rebound grabbed by Brackney. Ahead to Gegg. Tristan quickly the other way. Ahead to Hellwig. Shot the glass is good. Gegg to Hellwig. Caitlin has 8 points tonight. And the lead all of a sudden for Labette County is 16. 6:25 on the clock, and a travel against Pittsburgh. Petty with the ball, and she turned it over the first of the half against the Lady Dragons. They have 7 in the ball game. 6:20 to play here in the third quarter, and a chance for Labette County here in this quarter to just end the game. Here's Hellwig, high post Brackney, long jumper, no good. Rebound Matlock, good look from Brackney, just couldn't finish it. And I said it was a long jumper, but really just from the free throw line. Here's Matlock now near corner, cross court they go. Now Casper top of the key, now Penamani on the far wing around a screen, pulls up, shoots, not close. And the rebound is tied up, and the possession arrow goes to Labette County. Lady Grizzlies bouncing back from a difficult loss last Friday at home against Fort Scott, their first loss of the season. Here's Gegg driving, spinning away, bounce past Brackney, up top Hellwig. Back to Gegg, near wing. Tristan steps back, lets it fly. Bullseye!
3-point basket on number 10.
Tristan Gegg has 19 with her 16 points in the first half. She has 2,093. Now with that three, she has 2,096. Here's Petty driving the other one at travel. Didn't quite see that, but they're going to get a travel against her in the turnover. I thought that traveling call called after she was several dribbles into the drive, but the call against her anyway, and the ball back to Labette County will take it. Lead is 19 for the Lady Grizzlies here, just underway in the third quarter. Brackney top of the key, finds Hellwig. Now Peyton Smith, guarded by Penamani as Pittsburgh comes out in a man-to-man. Here's Brackney, double team, shot no good, gets her own board, and she's fouled from behind on the rebound. Foul's on the floor, so no shot. They're going to get Caitlin Kidd, that's her third. And the first team foul against the Lady Dragons as Strickland comes into the game to replace Hellwig, who almost got run over by the much larger Hendricks. Boy, you had to see it, folks. 4:53 to play. Here's Gegg on the inbounds. Drives, misses. Rebound, Bevins, and one. Bevins with the offensive rebound and the putback, and she's fouled, so Hallie has 4. Foul is on Hendrickson, her second team foul against Pittsburgh. Hallie Bevins with 4 points tonight at the line, and she completes the three-point play. And the lead is 22 for Labette County in a timeout. 60 seconds on KLKC.
Labette Grizzly basketball is brought to you by Bartlett Co-op with 8 convenient locations in southeast Kansas and northern Oklahoma. Contact Bartlett Co-op for all your farming needs in Bartlett, Edna, Oswego, Mound Valley, Chitopa, Coffeyville, and Big Cabin.
play here in the third quarter. Labette County's really opened it up against Pittsburgh. 46-24 lead. Pittsburgh basketball. Here's Pinamani with it, and she's fouled by Strickland. So Lacey Strickland, who just came into the game, picks up her second foul, second team foul against Labette County. And Pinamani will inbound in front of her own bench, gets it to Casper. Guarded by Peyton Smith as Labette County comes out in a man-to-man. Here's Petty driving into the body, Gag shoots, scores. Petty's been really good tonight. She is quick off the dribble. She has 9 points. Here's Strickland inside to Brackney, and she's fouled from behind by Hendrickson. And Hendrickson picks up her third team foul against Pittsburgh. Gag inbounds it to Peyton Smith. Smith back to Gag right in front of her own bench. Right-handed drive, good pass into Brackney, and Justice is fouled. Her shot's no good, but she'll go to the line to shoot too. They're going to get Caden Matlock. That's her fourth team foul against Pittsburgh as the whistles have really increased here in the second half. Brackney at the line, and she misses. One more for Justice, who has 12 points tonight, played really well. Free throw, no good, and rebound by Pinamani. So Justice misses both. 20-point Labette County lead still, and back the other way, Justice knocks the ball out of bounds. It'll stay with Pittsburgh, but there's a good example where Justice misses 2 free throws and doesn't sulk about it. Instead, hustles back down the court and knocks the ball out of bounds, playing some good defense. Pittsburgh basketball. Casper to inbound. Lobs it up for Hendrickson. Now Matlock, top of the key. Fine Casper, takes a dribble, now step back three, not close. Offensive rebound is almost grabbed by Hendrickson, but taken away by Brackney. Now Hosey in the near corner, fine Gag on the near wing. Tristan hesitates, kick it up top for Brackney. Now Caitlin Helwig, and she's fouled by Petty. And Petty picks up foul number 3 in the 5th team foul against Pittsburgh.
The personal foul is called on number 12, Madden Petty. That'll be her third.
Petty going for the steal, but just all kinds of contact with Caitlin. Helwig now receives the inbounds pass from Peyton Smith. Under 4 to play. Here's Gag, going to drive, lots of contact, goes hard to the ground. And that time I think Gag drew Ella Hendrickson into committing that foul. That's number 4 against her, 16 foul. So Labette County will be back in the bonus early on here in the second half. Gag at the line to shoot 2, hits the first. And she has 20 points tonight. Kidd back in the game for Pittsburgh, replacing Hendrickson. Second free throw from Gag is good. She has 21 tonight. She's perfect from the free throw line. It's a 22-point Labette County lead at 48-26 with 3.5 to play. Here's Casper way out by the timeline. Now she'll drive, get it to Petty. Petty a long 2-pointer, and it is good. From the top of the key, but she had her foot on the line, so she has 11 points tonight, continues to play well, does the young freshman. She has to be a young freshman. There's no such thing as an old freshman. Here's a ball thrown away by Labette County, just their first turnover of the second half. And back the other way comes Pittsburgh. Casper with it. Give it to Petty. Top of the key, Pinamani, she'll drive. Now Casper, one-on-one with Gag. To Petty. Back to Casper. Back and forth they go. Here's Petty. She's open for 3. Short. Rebound is out of bounds off of Kidd. And back to Labette County with 2:49 to play, 48-28. Number 4, Labette County leads Pittsburgh. 3 games, including this one, remaining in the season. Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh. Then we're at Coffeyville on Tuesday, and then closing it out at Independence. As Labette County looks to get another SEK league title, but it won't be easy with Fort Scott right behind them, nipping at their heels. Labette County still in control of their own destiny, but they need to win. And here's a travel called against Brackney. And boy, I thought Justice had her pivot foot. I didn't see that at all. And neither did Coach Snyder. So call it the second turnover of the half against the Lady Grizzlies. They have 11 in the game. Still a 20-point lead. Here's Petty off a screen along 3. No good. And a ball's knocked out of bounds off of Labette County. Stays with Pittsburgh. Boys game is a big one. Labette County, one loss behind Pittsburgh in the SEK. So stay tuned for that, along with a post-game interview from Coach Christy Snyder. Pittsburgh basketball. Here's Petty. Now Casper at the top of the key. She'll drive. Pull up 2 is good. And Abby Casper has her 8th point of the game. It's a pretty young, marginally young Pittsburgh team, so we'll see a lot of these girls again next year. They lost a lot from last year and the last 2 years. Here's Helwig off a handoff from Bevan. Shot no good. And grabbed by Johnson. Pretty well set up play by Labette County, but Helwig couldn't finish, so back the other way come the Purple Dragons. Here's Petty losing the basketball, and out of bounds it goes to Labette County. Boy, I thought for sure that Peyton Smith either fouled Petty or knocked the ball away, but no call, and so Labette County basketball. That's the 3rd turnover of the half against Pittsburgh. Here's Gay driving with the left hand, kicks it in, lots of traffic, knocked away, out of bounds. It stays with Labette County. With 1:35 to play here in the 3rd, an 18-point Labette County lead. Peyton Smith to inbound, finds Bevins. Her shot off the glass, no good. Loose ball, tied up. Possession arrow goes to Pittsburgh. Good job by Bevins to fight in there to get the rebound. It was tied up, and back the other way come the Lady Dragons. Under 90 seconds to play now here in the 3rd. Johnson with it, near wing. She makes her first appearance here in the 3rd. Here's Petty driving to the body of Gag, nowhere to go. Good defense by Tristan. Here's Casper driving. Wild 2-point jumper is in and out, no good. It was a wild shot, but it looked like it was going to go down, just did. Here's Helwig looking down the court for Brackney, and it's knocked out of bounds by Petty of Pittsburgh. And the ball stays with Labette County with 1:07 on the clock. Peyton Smith to inbound, this time to the left of her hoop. Finds Bevan. She's hit pretty hard, no call on the shot. Gets it on board and puts it up and in for 2. Hallie Bevins battling inside, and she has 7 points tonight with 55 seconds to play here in the 3rd. Johnson, top of the key, lets it fly, not close. Rebound Kidd. Oh boy, they're going to call a jump ball there, and the ball goes back to Labette County. I didn't see the ball tied up at all. I saw clear possession by Kidd, but the ball goes back to Labette, so Lady Grizzlies a chance to get a last end of quarter shot here with 43 seconds to play. They usually don't work the clock very much, so not necessarily guaranteed to get a shot at the buzzer. Let's see what they do. Helwig drives, now gives it to Bevins near corner, now Gag near wing, drives the baseline, kicks it into Brackney, off the glass, no good. Rebound goes to Pittsburgh. Zoe Pinamani, who looks just like her sister. Here's a long 2 from Kidd with 18 seconds. No good. Rebound Gag. So Labette County gets another shot with 12 seconds. Lead is 20 for Labette County. 7 seconds. Gag looks like she'll take this herself. No. Finds Smith, the 3 from the near corner. Bullseye! Smith from Gag, and the lead is 23 for Labette County. 60 seconds on KLKC. Labette County's had 2 shots at the buzzer, one from Hellwig to end the first half, and now a 3 from Peyton Smith to end the third quarter. It's a 53-30 Labette County lead as we have our final period of regulation time here in Pittsburgh. Lady Dragon basketball, and it's Casper as they almost turn it over. A long 2-point jumper's way short, and that was just as sloppy an offensive possession as you'll find, as the Lady Dragons were held to just a 6-point third quarter. Here's Hellwig, lobs it up for Bevins. Her left-handed shot is no good. Offensive board grabbed by Brackney. She's underneath her own hoop and throws it away into the arms of Casper. Back the other way, Pittsburgh. Casper, a pull-up jumper, and she'll be fouled by Gegg. Just Tristan's second and the third team foul against the Lady Grizzlies. So Casper with 8 points at the line to shoot 2. And the free throw is no good. It's not a bad Lady Dragons team, but a team that really can struggle at times offensively. Second shot is in and out, no good. And back to Labette County. Here's Peyton Smith with it. Lobs it inside into all kinds of traffic, and a turnover against Labette County. Not a good pass from Smith that time, trying to get it to Brackney. Here's Johnson, far wing, a 3, good. Riley Johnson off the bench has 8 points tonight, including 2 threes. And Pittsburgh back within 20 at 53-33 Labette County. Here's Gegg with 21 points tonight, way out by the volleyball line. Gives it to Smith, now Brackney, and around to Hellwig. Caitlin drives with the left hand, finds Smith near side, now Gegg. She's open, lets it fly. Good! Tristan Gegg from way downtown has 24 tonight, and a quick timeout called by Coach Crotch, 60 seconds on KLKC.
Labette Grizzly basketball is brought to you by Bartlett Co-op with 8 convenient locations in southeast Kansas and northern Oklahoma. Contact Bartlett Co-op for all your farming needs in Bartlett, Edna, Oswego, Mound Valley, Chitopa, Coffeyville, and Big Cabin.
Labette County up by 23 coming out of the timeout, but even with the big lead, a pretty intense talking to from Coach Snyder. And the pass into the post for Matlock, and they're going to call a foul against Bevins. And Coach Snyder not thrilled with that call, and Hallie looked pretty stunned by it. Her third, 4th team foul. Pittsburgh basketball. Want to remind you to stay tuned for a post-game interview with Labette County head coach Christy Snyder, and then our boys game could be a good one. Labette County really needs it if they want to take at least a share of the SEK title. Here's Casper, top of the key, kind of wild with her dribble, nowhere to go, now finds Johnson. Back to Casper as we approach 6 minutes, and a whistle away from the ball, and a call against Pittsburgh. An offensive foul against Matlock. Her second and the 7th team foul called against Pittsburgh. Labette County basketball now with the 7th team foul. That does put Labette County in the bonus, but you don't get to shoot your 1-and-1 in the bonus off of an offensive foul. I don't know where that rule came from. So Labette County in the bonus, but won't take free throw shots. Here's Bevins, top of the key, now around to Smith. Back up to Hosey, now Gegg. Gegg has 24 and a whistle away from the ball, and they'll get Bevins. So Bevins and Matlock are back and forth against each other. That's her fourth and the fifth team foul, and they're going to pull Bevins from the game. And she's going to get a talking to from Coach Vollmer. Not much of one. I thought it was going to be a lot worse than that. Here is Casper, turns, shoots, misses, rebound Gegg, and she went up high to get it. Down the court for Smith. Peyton back to Gegg. Tristan, right-handed dribble to the free throw line, now out to Brackney. Around they'll go. Gegg from the far corner, three, in and out, no good. Rebound, Justice. She turns, she shoots up the glass and in. Justice Brackney has 14 tonight. What a game she's had, and it's a 58-33 Labette County lead. As Abby Ryan comes to the scorer's table, here's another turnover against Pittsburgh. And the Lady Dragons rapidly decomposing. Here's Gegg driving and just throws the ball out of bounds. A turnover against Labette County, and here comes Abby Ryan. For Labette County, Hellwig comes out. I don't think that's who Coach Snyder wanted to come out of the game, and she's going to send Hellwig right back to the line. And Coach Snyder was furious. And here's Petty driving for Pittsburgh, and she throws the ball out of bounds. So both teams a little sloppy as Peyton comes out of the game. I think that's who Coach Snyder originally wanted to come out of the game, but I don't know that that's what Abby Ryan told the team on the court. And that was the source of Coach Snyder's frustration. Here's Gegg. Holds it for a while, lets it fly, hits again. Three-pointer, Tristan Gegg. She has 27, including 5 three-pointers, and she's found herself tonight. Didn't play poorly against Fort Scott, but was sick, and you could really tell. Still ended up with, I think, 22, but here tonight she just looked very relaxed. As here Casper, the other way for Pittsburgh, hits a 3. Casper has 11 points. So both teams exchange three-pointers. 61-36, Labette County. Here's a floater in the lane from Gegg, no good. And the rebound to Petty for the Dragons. Give it to Casper, and a timeout called by Pittsburgh. 60 seconds on KLKC. 61-36, Labette County with the lead here late in the ball game. Here's a drive by Madden Petty for Pittsburgh, and she throws it up off the glass and in. Petty has 13, and she's a really good-looking ball player, just a freshman. So we'll be watching her for several years now. Here's Hellwig finding Abby Ryan near side of 3, off the glass and in. I don't know if she called it, but it counts just the same. Abby Ryan with 3 points, and it's a 64-38 lead for Labette County. Madden Petty, a wild 3, no good. Rebound Faith Hosey for the Grizzlies. Here is Peyton Smith with it, now Hosey. Top of the key, Faith, not sure. Get it back to Smith, far wing. As Gegg is out of the ball game, may not see her again for the rest of the night. Here's Peyton in the lane. Little contact, no call, loses the basketball, and it's taken away by Pittsburgh. And now a foul is going to be called against Labette County. They're going to get Ryan on the foul.
23, Abby Ryan.
Her first and the 16th foul against Labette.
In the game.
And here comes
For Labette County, number 14.
Forbes back into the game
In the game for Pittsburgh.
for Labette County.
Leah Westcott and number 24, Caitlin.
And Westcott and Kidd back into the game. For Pittsburgh. 2:45 on the clock, 64-38 Labette County leads. As they'll move on to their 17th win of the year and 9-1 in SEK League play. Keeping pace ahead of Fort Scott. Just a 2-loss team in the league. And now an offensive foul going to be called against Pittsburgh, and they're going to get Kidd. It's her 4th and the 8th team foul against Pittsburgh. Hallie Bevins back into the game. Hallie has 4 fouls. And they'll get Brackney out. Justice Brackney, a 14-point performance tonight. She's been really good. I don't know how many rebounds, but really dominated the glass as well. Here is Forbes. Around they'll go. This is Smith, now Hellwig, far side. Back around to Bevins. Near side, Forbes. Good pass into Hosey. Turns, shoots, no good. Rebound Bevins, put back, no good. And the ball's still loose, grabbed by Hellwig. Caitlin to Smith. This is Forbes now. Back to Peyton Smith, and she's hammered. Thrown to the ground by Riley Johnson. And a smile on the face of Peyton as she gets back up. And that should send Smith to the line to shoot 1 and 1. Peyton Smith with 5 points tonight. She's at the line shooting 1 and 1. Strickland into the game. Replaces Hosey. And she's played good tonight. Really battled in there. No points, but as we all know, there's more to the game than just what shows up in the book. Free throw from Smith is good. She has 6. Exactly 2 minutes to play here in regulation time as Pittsburgh brings in Aaliyah Kerr, a 5'4" senior. It's senior night here in Pittsburgh, so we're going to have a really long period between games, so we'll probably send it back to Terry Blackburn in the studio between games after our post-game interview with Coach Snyder. Here's Johnson bringing it back the other way, and she's fouled by Forbes. Her first 7th team foul, and that should put Pittsburgh at the line shooting 1 and 1. As they're in the bonus, Riley Johnson at the line to shoot 1 and 1, and she has 8 points tonight. And her free throw is good. So now 9 for Riley Johnson. And the second free throw is good, so Johnson awfully good at the line. Brings Pittsburgh to 40 points at 65-40. Labette County, here's a great pass inside from Strickland to Peyton Smith, and Smith lays it up and in for 2. Give the assist to Strickland. Peyton Smith with 8 points tonight. Pittsburgh basketball, 90 seconds to play in this game, and a 27-point Labette County lead. Here is Kerr, top of the key. They'll find Westcott, and her 3 is good. Westcott, who just came into the game, hits a 3. Labette County basketball, shot from Hellwig, no good. Rebound Smith, no good. Rebound Bevins, put back, no good. And the ball back to Pittsburgh. So 3 looks for Labette County, all of them underneath the hoop. They couldn't put it in. 1 minute to play. Now a foul on the floor. Going to be called against Forbes. Her second, 8th team foul, and Pittsburgh at the line shooting 1 and 1, and now into the game for Labette County is Madison Sprague. who played well in the JV game, a game that Labette County won on the girls' end. Here's a free throw from Johnson, good. And Riley Johnson so far not getting cheated at the free throw line as Paige March comes into the game for the Grizzlies. 59.8 on the clock and a 67-43 Labette County lead. They've looked awfully good tonight, rebounding from a tough loss against Pittsburgh. Johnson hits the next one. .50 seconds on the clock. Here's Sprague, now near side to Strickland. Now back up top to Forbes. Back to Sprague, and she loses the ball. A turnover against Labette County, stolen by Kerr. Ahead to Westcott, and her layup is good. Give the assist to Kerr off the turnover. And Westcott has 5 points here in the fourth quarter. She's played well. Little red-headed dynamo. 67-46, Labette County lead with 15 seconds to play now, so they'll pretty well just dribble it out. Here's Sprague. Near side, Strickland, back to Peyton Smith, 4 seconds. So Labette County came in tonight at number 4 and should stay there. What a performance coming off of a tough loss to Fort Scott. Your final score in Pittsburgh of our girls game, Labette County 67, Pittsburgh 46. Let's go ahead and take a 2-minute timeout. You're listening to Labette County Basketball on AM 1540 and live streaming on KLKCradio.com. Senior night here in Pittsburgh, so a longer than expected period between games, so we'll send it to Terry Blackburn back at the studio here in a little bit after our post-game interview with Labette County head coach Christy Snyder. Final score of our girls game, Labette County defeats Pittsburgh 67-46. Let's get you some post-game scoring totals.
Number 24.
First for Labette County, Tristan Gegg with 27, Caitlin Helwig 8, Peyton Smith 8, Hallie Bevins 7, Justice Brackney 14, and Abby Ryan with 3 points. For Pittsburgh, Caden Matlock with 2, Caitlin Kidd 2, Sophia Pinamani 2, Abby Casper 11, Madden Petty with 13, Riley Johnson 12, and Leah Westcott with 5 points. Labette County had 16 turnovers in the ball game. Pittsburgh had 11 unofficially. Labette County outscored Pittsburgh 16-9 in the first quarter and 20-15 in the second quarter to give you your 36-24 score. Then Labette County outscored Pittsburgh in what really was the difference of the game, 17-6 in the third quarter, and then 14 were outscored 16-14 by Pittsburgh to give you your final score of 67-46. So with the win, Labette County improves to 17-1 overall. They're 9-1 in SEK league play, and as I said earlier tonight, with a victory for Labette County and a Fort Scott loss, Labette County would claim at least a share of the SEK title. And while I do not know the final score of the Fort Scott Coffeyville game, it's unlikely that that will happen, as Fort Scott is playing at Coffeyville, and the Lady NATO, of course, have struggled for a lot of years now. So Fort Scott should probably win that game, but we'll wait and see. But Labette County stays ahead of Fort Scott in the girls' standings, at least for tonight, and still controls their own destiny for an SEK league title. They're 17-1 overall, 8-1 in SEK league play, with the 27 points for Tristan Gaig tonight. Gaig now moves to 2,104 points on her career. Still awaiting a post-game interview with Labette County head coach Christy Snyder. Let's go ahead and take another 2-minute timeout. You're listening to Labette County basketball on AM 1540 and live streaming on KLKCradio.com. Final of our girls game, Labette County 67, And Pittsburgh 46, and it wasn't even that close. Labette County really controlled the ball game from beginning and end. A good response from their upset loss to Pittsburgh at Altamont last Friday. But the ladies with Lady Grizzly with a full week to think about it and prepare, and played awfully good tonight as I start to see some of the girl players come out of the locker room. So we'll have a post-game interview with Coach Schneider here momentarily as both men's teams are out on the court. Let's talk a little bit about the boys' game. Pittsburgh is number 4 in Kansas Class 5A, and I don't know how high, the highest they've ever been ranked in my whole life, in their history, but in my memory, I don't ever remember them being ranked this high in basketball. Number 4 in Kansas Class 5A, and they're an impressive ball club, and we'll see how Labette County responds to them tonight as the Grizzly boys fell to Pittsburgh 57-42 a few weeks ago at Harrison Gymnasium in Altamont. And as bad as that final score seems to hold this Pittsburgh team to 57 points, shows a rather impressive defensive performance by the Grizzly boys, but Pittsburgh a much better scoring team here in their own building, and so the Grizzlies will have to be awfully good tonight and go toe for toe and step for step with Pittsburgh in this game. Pittsburgh at number 4, as I said, they're 14-3 overall, and they are 9-1 in SEK League play. Their only loss coming to Parsons. I think that was before the Christmas break. Labette County 12-5 overall, 7-2 in SEK League play, and their 2 losses coming to this Pittsburgh team and also to Parsons. So both teams playing tonight have lost at least once to the Vikings. Labette County with a win tonight would move to 8-2 in the league, and then and Pittsburgh would drop to 9-2. So there'd be a virtual tie atop the SEK League play. And while there's no tiebreaker in the SEK standings, so it would just be both teams, Pittsburgh and Labette County, high atop the SEK, and then Labette County would have 2 more games. I don't know Pittsburgh's schedule, but they may just end up having 1 more game, as it looks like they played 1 extra game compared to Labette County here in the schedule. Still awaiting a post-game interview with Labette County head coach Christy Snyder. Let's take another 2-minute timeout. You're listening to Labette County basketball on AM 1540 and live streaming on KLKCradio.com. 67-46, Labette County Lady Grizzlies victorious tonight over the Lady Purple Dragons of Pittsburgh, as we await a post-game interview with Labette County head coach Christy Snyder as we start to look forward to the boys' game. Magic Rutherford comes into tonight's game for Labette County with 1,024 points in his career, coming off of a 22-point performance on senior night against Fort Scott. Labette County was victorious in that game, 66-61. Tanner Russell added 10 points, and Easton Dean, the future Iowa State Cyclone, with 22 points, including 10 points in the fourth quarter, and that was a big difference. Strange in that ball game, just a 5-point difference at 66-61 in favor of Labette County, but you never felt in that game that Labette County was not going to win, even though they were down at half by 5 at 32-27. Labette County just seemed very much in control of the whole game and had a very good second half, and was able to pull away and win by 5 over Fort Scott. So the Labette County boys awfully impressive against Fort Scott, and again the 22-point performance from Labette County, from Magic Rutherford against Fort Scott last Friday, giving them a 5-point win. They've been knocked out of the top 10 standings in the Kansas Basketball Coaches Association poll for the first time all season long. So for the first time, Labette County boys not ranked in the top 10. They began the season, preseason, ranked number 4, which everyone, including Coach Smith, felt was a little bit high for the Grizzly boys to be ranked at. And yet, nevertheless, that's where they were ranked. After losing a couple games, then Labette County was knocked down to number 7 in Kansas Class 4A, and that's where they've stayed most of the season long until this last week, where they did defeat Fort Scott, but still dropped out of the top 10. Still waiting for a post-game interview with Labette County head coach Christy Snyder. Let's take another 2-minute timeout. You're listening to Labette County basketball on AM 1540 and live streaming on KLKCradio.com. Final score of our girls game. Labette County victorious over Pittsburgh, 67-46, as now both boys teams are out on the court warming up. This is a big one in the SEK if Labette County can get it. If not, that will, for all intents and purposes, put an end to the SEK title chase. Labette County will still have an outside chance, as will Parsons, but not really. A win tonight will close it out for Pittsburgh. As I see Coach Schneider over there, she's being talked to by many people, as she has a lot of followers and a lot of family around here. So let's go ahead and take another 2-minute timeout. You're listening to Labette County Basketball on AM 1540 and live streaming on KLKCradio.com. Moments away from tip-off of our boys game between the Labette County Grizzlies and the number 4 ranked team in Kansas Class 5A, the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons. Labette County girls victorious tonight, 67-46, and now the Labette County boys try to go for the sweep. It will not be that easy of a task, but if they do get the win tonight, it'd be a major upset in the state of Kansas, and it would also pull Labette County into a tie with Pittsburgh in the SEK for the title. And if things stayed that way, then both teams would have a share of the SEK league, something that the Grizzly boys could be awfully proud of, as Pittsburgh is the defending SEK league champions. Let's go ahead and get you our starters for tonight's game, as we still await a post-game interview with Labette County head coach Christy Snyder. I don't know if we'll get that or not. So for Labette County, a 6-foot senior, number 11, Magic Relaford. 6-foot senior, number 3, Joshua Walters. A 5'11 senior, number 22, Tanner Russell. A 5'11 senior, number 23, Alex Steinbarger. And a 6'7 junior, number 33, Easton Dean. Labette County is coached by Brad Smith, assisted by Clint Whitty, Brian Tucker, and Bradley Argabright. And for Pittsburgh, A 6'6 senior, number 2, Chase Curtis. A 6'1 senior, number 23, Drew Rolfs. A 6'4 sophomore, number 24, Gavin Elkamil. A 6'6 senior, number 32, Marquis English. And a 6' junior, number 35, Jarek Butcher. Pittsburgh is coached by Kylie Rolfs, assisted by Jordan Woods. So for Labette County, it's Walters, Relaford, Russell, Nybarger, Dean. And for Pittsburgh, it's Curtis, Rolfs, Elkamil, English, and Butcher. Let's go ahead and take another 2-minute timeout. You're listening to Labette County Basketball on AM 1540 and live streaming on KLKCradio.com. Starting lineups being given for our boys game, joined now by victorious Labette County head coach girls of the Lady Grizzlies, Christy Snyder, 67-46. Coach, I thought the girls rebounded really well from a tough loss last week.
They did. You know, we came out, we were a lot fresher. We applied pressure early, and we got some things going for us.
Good to see a lot of the younger girls out there. I think that especially Abby Ryan, to me, I know she's not played very much, but looks like a little dynamo, someone I'm excited to see in the future.
Yeah, Abby's awful quick, and she's worked really hard, and she's came a long way. And I told her, I said, I'm going to give you an opportunity, and she stepped in, and she did a nice job for us.
Well, you guys only have a couple games left and control your own destiny now in the SCK. I know you don't like to look ahead, but that loss to Fort Scott last week, you're probably going to have to beat them again to win the sub-state. How important is it to you guys just to go ahead and get this SCK title up?
Like I said, we talk about one game at a time is all we talk about, and we got Coffeyville on Tuesday night, and I thought the kids came out that we were a little fresher. We had a big emotional high against Parsons, considering we lost Aubrey and just all the things that were going on, and I think we just had a big emotional letdown, and we didn't play well the next two ball games. We played okay, but couldn't make anything, so we gave them a day off this week, and they came back in. We're excited to be there.
Well, Coach, thanks for being with us, and we'll see you in Coffeyville.
All right, thank you.
Coach Christy Snyder joining us, Labette County Lady Grizzlies Victoria 67-46, and now we're ready for our boys game. It'll be Easton Dean jumping against Marquis English, the 6'6 senior. The referee tosses the pumpkin high into the air, and we're ready to play some ball. As the ball is tipped back to Jarek Butcher for Pittsburgh. Getting to the far corner, Rolfs. Rolfs guarded by Russell. Inside English, one-on-one with Dean. Turns, shoots, misses. Good job by Easton. And back the other way comes Labette County. And now Easton picks up his dribble for no apparent reason. He has to find somebody and then get across the timeline, and they do. Just underway here in our boys game. Labette County going for the sweep as the girls are already victorious. Dean to Walters, back to Easton. He's going to drive from the top of the key. Stop, turn, shoot, and miss. And I don't know why he didn't take it in all the way, but an offensive rebound by Josh Walters to Tanner. Tanner to Magic. Magic, a three from the near side. High off the rim, and it hits off the pole, the pole above the basket. I don't know what I want to say. So it's out of bounds anyway, and the ball goes to Pittsburgh. And boy, that time Dean drove all the way to the hoop, stopped, spun around, and had settled for a fadeaway jump shot. I would have liked to see him take it straight up against English that time, but he didn't. Here's a pass into the post for Curtis, and he's fouled by Josh Walters. And Walters is a player who will get into early foul trouble, and he does there.
That'll be his first personal foul, the first team foul.
His first team foul against the Grizzlies. Pittsburgh basketball into English. His shot, no good. Rebounds tipped to Nybarger. So English has gone right at Dean 2 times, and 2 times comes away with nothing. Here's Relaford, top of the key, guarded by Curtis. This is a big Pittsburgh team. Very athletic, every one of their players. Here's Relaford with the left hand. Find Tanner Russell, far side. Thought about a three, won't take it. Now he'll dribble into the corner. 5-3 and hit! What a shot from Tanner Russell as he dribbled into the corner and buried it. So Tanner with the first points of the ball game. 3-0 Labette County. English right at Dean again, and he scores.
Marquis English.
And Pittsburgh keeps going back to what they're best at. That's Marquis English. And he's going right at Dean. Here's Relaford driving, shooting, scoring with the right hand. Magic has 2. And Labette County looks sharp awfully early in this ball game. Here's English on the near wing. Drives to the free throw line. Kick it out. This is Elkamil. Elkamil drives in the body of Relaford. Shot up off the glass. No good. Offensive rebound. Curtis and 1. And that time the foul's on Walters, but really that whole play was set up by moderately bad defense from Tanner Russell. Curtis with the 2 points at the line, shooting 1, and they're going to have to get Walters out of there quickly. Here comes Clayton Moore. And that time Walters just kind of a victim of circumstance. Coach Smith going to put a word in his ear. Free throw from Curtis is up. It is good. And we're at 5-4. I guess they're going to call that shot from Tanner a 2-pointer. Should be 5-5, I think, but call it 5-4. So Russell with it. Bounce pass to Relaford. Relaford dribbles it out. 5.5 to play. Magic now one-on-one with Butcher. He drives, kick it to the near corner, Nybarger. Nybarger's going to get trapped. Not what he wanted to do as he hesitated, but able to dribble out of it. Find Moore on the near corner. Clayton just doesn't know what to do with the basketball. Finally, he dribbles. Boy, Labette County, after looking sharp on 2 offensive possessions, now looking really awkward on this one. Dean gets 2 shots, blocked twice, and now he's going to tackle Marquis English, and that was as sloppy and as bad as Labette County's looked all season. That was brutal, folks. I don't know how else to describe it. That was really tough. So 5-4 Pittsburgh. Here's Elkamil. They call that a 2, Jack? Boy, I thought they called 3 out there. Here's a long 3 from Elkamil. No good for Pittsburgh. We're trying to sort out what happened. So 5-4 Pittsburgh. Here's Russell, a three from the near corner, far corner rather, no good. Grabbed by Elkamil. Moore in there battling, not going to be able to get it. Back comes Pittsburgh. Curtis hesitates, drives, he's fouled. And he'll go to the line to shoot too. They're going to get Clayton Moore on the foul. Boy, I'm not sure if the Labette County coaching staff is aware that they're calling that a two-pointer. I thought for sure they would have said something, and they're going to call that on the floor. I can't believe it. So call it on the floor on the foul by Clayton Moore, but they get it into Curtis anyway, and he scores. And this is just not a good start for Labette County. Boy, and now just a long three from Dean, no good. And this has just been a terrible start for Labette County, only down by 3, and I don't even know how to describe most of what I've seen. Here is Elkamil, a three for Pittsburgh, short, and they're going to get a rebounding foul on English as he went over the back.
The personal foul is on number 32, Marky English.
English first team foul against Pittsburgh. 7-4, Purple Dragon lead with 3:50 to play here in the first quarter. Magic gets it to Nybarger on the far wing, get it inside to Dean, and he's fouled from behind. Who are they going to get on that one? They're going to get Curtis. His first, second team foul against Pittsburgh, and Curtis running his mouth to Easton Dean, and Curtis, who was a jerk last year, is being a jerk today. And was a jerk last time when we were in Altamont, and he was running his mouth to Easton then. And now Labette County throws the basketball away. I don't mind a little trash talk. I'm from the old school myself, but Easton Dean's going to play Division I football. I don't know where Curtis thinks he's going to end up. 3:35 and a 7-4. Pittsburgh lead. Here's Curtis in the post, working against Moore. Good defense by Clayton. Curtis shoots over him and misses. Rebound, Relaford. 3:20 on the clock. Relaford drives, draws contact. His shot's no good, but he'll go to the line to shoot two. Draws contact on Elkamil, I think, and they will.
Number 24, Nathan Smith. Correction, number 24, Gavin Elkamil. That'll be his first.
That's his first, 13 foul. Free throw from Magic is short.
Magic Relaford.
We'll have one more. 7-4 Pittsburgh, 3:18 to play here in the opening quarter. Free throw from Magic is good. So Labette County within 2 at 7-5 Pittsburgh. Here's English shooting over Dean, scores.
Basketball number 32.
He is a smooth player in the post. And he has 4 points tonight, 9-5. Pittsburgh with the lead. Here's Relaford driving. He's fouled. A good call that time as they really hacked him. And they're going to get Trenton Austin on the foul. His first, fourth team foul against Pittsburgh. Austin just came into the game for the Dragons. Here's Magic, frees himself, lets it fly from downtown. Good! Magic Relaford brings Labette County within 1 at 9-8 Pittsburgh. Here's Javon Grant with it. He just came into the game for the Dragons. He's just a freshman, but a good-looking ball player. We saw him in Altamont. English steps back, doesn't take the shot, finds Elkamil. Pull-up two-point jumper around the rim, no good. Rebounds tipped to Russell. Now Magic, 2:25 on the clock. Labette County down by 1. It's been a brutal first quarter for them, but somehow they've hung in there. Keyshawn into the game now for Labette County as well. Keyshawn Anderson. Magic around one screen, guarded by English. Magic along the near sideline, hesitates, drives, kicks it in for Moore. Clayton didn't have any idea that was coming, and a turnover against Labette County. Now a steal by Anderson, and he's fouled as his layup went underneath the hoop, but they're going to get the foul anyway. A good defensive play by Keyshawn Anderson, found himself pretty far underneath the hoop, but still able to draw the foul. Foul's on Grand, his first. And the 5th team foul against Pittsburgh. Keyshawn at the line to shoot 2 in front of this very boisterous Pittsburgh student section. One of the louder and more rowdy ones here in the SEK. Fort Scott would also be up there with them. And the free throw from Keyshawn, no good. Keyshawn misses both. Pittsburgh basketball is Austin with the rebound. Here's El Camille, far wing. Lob it inside, English, one-on-one with Dean. Cross-court pass, Rolfs. He's guarded by Tanner Russell on the near wing. Rolfs, high post, Austin drives in the body of Moore. He misses, but he's fouled. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2. That's Clayton's 2nd, and that's a problem for the Labette County bench. They're going to bring Gatewood in.
Number 41, Trent Austin.
Trent Austin at the line to shoot 2. He's a 6'4 junior, and he hits.
In the game for Labette County, number 42.
As Gatewood comes in for Clayton Moore. And now they're going to send Marquis English out of the game. I don't know if he has blood. He does have blood on the back of his jersey. I can see it. So Pittsburgh now with 4 players on the court. They're going to disinfect it, so I think he can come back onto the court. 1:45 here in the first quarter. Pittsburgh 10, Labette County 8. And now they're going to bring English back into the game. I'm not sure what the rule is there. They didn't have to substitute English. He could just leave the game and get that disinfected. I thought for sure they would have needed to have a substitution there, but they didn't. So he's back into the game, and now Austin at the line to shoot 1 more. And the free throw is good. So 2 points for Austin, and it's a 3-point Pittsburgh lead at 11-8. 1:40 to play in the first half, and now the ball goes right through Easton Dean's hands, out of bounds, and back to Pittsburgh. Another turnover for Labette County, and they've had far too many of those here in the first quarter. 1:35 on the clock. Here's El Camille. Now Rolfs, top of the key, English. Back to Rolfs on the far wing. Up top, El Camille and a whistle and another official timeout here. And I think they're going to have to. I'm guessing it's about English again. I don't know. Now they're going to get Rolfs out of the game. He's bleeding. Curtis will come into the game for Pittsburgh.
In the game for Pittsburgh, number 2, Chase Curtis.
Coach Rolfs is very upset. I don't know what he could be upset about if there's blood on his player's body or on their jerseys, and they have to come out of the game. So a bizarre first quarter, to say the least. Labette County down by 3. Pittsburgh basketball. El Camille with it. Up top to Austin. Lob it up for Curtis. He got good position. He goes up. He has a shot blocked from behind, but a foul is going to be called against Labette County. I don't know who they got. They get Tanner Russell.
Tanner Russell.
His first 15 foul. Excuse me, the 16 foul against Labette County. Chase Curtis. Discontent and ne'er-do-well at the line. Hits the first free throw. 1:11 on the clock, and the lead is 4 for Pittsburgh. Second free throw is off the back iron, no good. Rebound, Keyshawn. Magic will bring it up for Labette County. He has 6 points tonight. Here's Dean at the top of the key. He'll drive, float it up with the left hand and score. Easton Dean gets his first 2 of the game. It was a nice looking shot from the lane. Labette County within 2. Here's Austin the other way. Stops, he traveled. And there they're going to call it. The travel against Austin. Boy, he slammed on the brakes and slid about 3 inches and turns the ball over. Austin a little out of control that time. 40 seconds to play in the first quarter. 2-point Pittsburgh lead. Relaford drives, floats it up over Curtis and scores. And we're tied at 12. I don't know how we are, but we are. 30 seconds to play in the first quarter. Grant with it. Around they go. Austin top of the key. Back to Grant near corner. Pops a three. No good. Rebound Relaford. 19 seconds on the clock. And look for Labette County to take the last shot here. They love to do that. Magic with it. Way out by the scorer's table. Guarded by the much longer English. 6 seconds. 5 seconds. Magic 3 seconds. Going to drive. Scoop it up off the glass. No good. At the buzzer. So we're tied after one. 60-second timeout on KLKC.
Labette Grizzly basketball is brought to you by Bartlett Co-op with 8 convenient locations in southeast Kansas and northern Oklahoma. Contact Bartlett Co-op for all your farming needs in Bartlett, Edna, Oswego, Mound Valley, Chitopa, Coffeyville, and Big Cabin.
Second free throw from Magic is good. He has 11. Labette County's within one at 16-15. Pittsburgh. Butcher to the free throw line, kicking out Rolfs. Top of the key, Curtis. Good pass into the post to English. He'll bring it back out. Find Elkamil, far corner. Gavin Elkamil up top to English, one-on-one with Keyshawn. Lob it up for Curtis. He's double teamed and one. The one thing that Curtis does so well is he doesn't even hesitate when he gets that ball. He goes up strong. So he scores, has a dirty look on his face, says something to Tanner, and goes to the line to shoot one. And he hits. Foul's on Russell, as I said. That's his second and the 9th team foul. 19-15 Pittsburgh. Coach Smith wants a timeout, 30 seconds on KLKC. Labette County coming off of a 30-second timeout. Ball's inbounded from Walters to Magic. Magic's going to take it to the hoop. Layup, miss. 3 missed layups in the game for Relaford. Coach Smith wants a foul, not going to get it. Here's Rolfs down the court, finds Butcher far side. He drives in the lane, nowhere to go. Back to English, fakes a 3 to the free throw line. Back to Butcher. He'll let it fly from the far wing and bury it. Butcher doesn't do a lot offensively, but he can knock down the occasional 3. And he does so there, and just like that, the lead is 7 for Pittsburgh. Labette County desperately needs a basket. Still 5:45 to play here in the first half. Long 2-point jumper from Magic. Around the rim, no good. Back the other way, Marquez English finds Rolfs. Near corner, 3, good. Back-to-back threes for Pittsburgh, and another timeout for Labette County. 60 seconds on KLKC. Dean back to Magic, now around to Nybarger. Alex throws it to Dean. Hand off to Nybarger. Nybarger dribbles top of the key. Now near side Magic. Approaching 5 minutes to play. Relaford around the screen with the left hand, nowhere to go. This is a really good defensive team for Pittsburgh. Magic top of the key, he drives and he's fouled. And even though they get the call, Coach Smith is still on the officials. And the foul's on Rolfs. That's going to be his first, 8th team foul, so 1-1 for Magic. Free throw is good.
At the line, number 11, Magic Relaford.
Magic getting a lot of his work done at the line here today. He has 12 points, 5 of which now make it 13 points, have come all at the free throw line here in the second quarter. So Labette County within 8, and Magic now kicks the basketball away from Butcher, so stoppage of play, still Pittsburgh basketball on the far side. They will inbound. Curtis gives it back to Butcher, a stocky kid. Here's Elkamil, back to Butcher. They'll try to get inside of Curtis, stolen by Easton Dean. Dean to Magic. Relaford to the hoop, scores! A steal by Dean and a basket in transition off of the turnover for Labette County. They put together something there within 6, and now English with great footwork in the post scores. He is so smooth down there, and there's not much Labette County can do about it. Here is Relaford being hounded defensively by English, and they'll get the ball to Easton Dean, and he's fouled, and he'll go shoot 1-1. Fouls on Curtis. It's his second and the 9th team foul against Pittsburgh, so both teams in a lot of foul trouble here in the first half. Dean at the line shooting 1-1, needs these, and he misses. Rebound Curtis. 8-point Pittsburgh lead. Here's Butcher driving, kick it far corner. Elkamil, he'll fire a 3 off the back iron, no good. Dean has the ball in his hands, takes it back the other way. Dean all the way to the hoop, layup, good! Easton Dean, coast to coast. And Labette County within 6. 4 minutes to play here in the first half. Nybarger up on Butcher, give it to Rolfs, top of the key. Back to Butcher, now near wing, cross-court pass Elkamil. Elkamil, he's been pretty quiet tonight. Dribbles around, now goes top of the key. There's Butcher on the near wing, cross-court pass. This is Elkamil, far corner 3, good. And excuse me, it's Rolfs. Rolfs with the make. He has a couple threes tonight. The lead's back to 9 for Pittsburgh, and they can really shoot it. 3:20 on the clock, 30-21, Pittsburgh. Here's Russell, a 3 from the near corner, no good, and the rebound goes to Curtis, and he just took that one away from Dean. Dean had it. Here's English, drives the baseline, step back, long three-pointer, too long, rebound Russell. 3 minutes to play. Tanner with it. Labette County moving left to right. Here's Dean, just out of control, misses a shot, but gets his own rebound and scores. Easton Dean is quirky and as awkward as you've ever seen a drive, but he stuck with it, got the board, and put it back up and in between 2 Pittsburgh defenders. A good job by Easton Dean. Labette County within 7. Here's Rolfs wide open, near corner, 3, in and out, no good. Labette County dodges a bullet there. Dean brings it up for Labette County. Nybarger, far corner, finds Gatewood, a long 2-point jumper around the rim and out. Good looking shot from Schuyler, couldn't get it to fall. 2:15 on the clock. Rolfs with it, finds Butcher. Jarek Butcher going to drive. The big fella lays it up, misses, followed by English, has his shot blocked, and back the other way, Labette County. Dean. Easton behind the back dribble, needs to get this out of his hands now. Get it out. He has a shot blocked. Dean underneath the hoop, he scores. I cannot believe that Easton Dean found a way to not turn that ball over. I should hold my tongue. What a good job battling by Dean. Now he gets a rebound. Boy, I don't know how to describe it. Dean lost the ball. It was tied up. The ball was going everywhere. He finally picks it up. Has nowhere to go with it. Dribbles anyway and scores. What a good job by Easton to keep fighting. He's going to dribble again, lose it again, but into the arms of Gatewood. Gatewood to Relaford. Relaford drives in the lane, runs over Elkamil. They're going to get the block, and Magic goes to the line to shoot 2. Could have gone either way. It goes the way in favor of the Grizzlies. Elkamil picks up foul number 2, and that puts Labette County in the double bonus, and Magic Relaford at the line shooting 2. Relaford with 16 in the first half, and he hits the free throw. Labette County, some way, has stayed in this ball game, and they've done it on the defensive end, playing very good defensively. Offensively, they've been here, there, and everywhere, but the ball's bounced in their direction a few times. And they're within 4, and Relaford has one more free throw shot with 1:21 to play in the first half. We'll send it to the studio at halftime for about 10 minutes. Here's Relaford, free throw, no good. And the rebound chased down by Easton Dean. A lot of heart being shown by this Labette County team tonight. Relaford with the basketball. 1:10 to play in the first half, and a foul's going to be called against Javon Grant, the young freshman. That'll be his second. And that time Magic went right into his body and got the call. Magic at the line to shoot too. Free throw, good. Magic's doing it almost exclusively at the line here in the second quarter. 1:10 on the clock. Labette County within 3. Now they're within 2 as Magic hits both free throws. As bizarre first half of basketball as I've seen, but Labette County hanging in there. And now Javon Grant turns the ball over, dribbles it off his foot. And the ball goes back to Labette County. And Pittsburgh's falling apart. And a 30-second timeout on KLKC. In, and so Labette County within 2 at 30-28. Pittsburgh in the basketball. 60 seconds to play in the first half. Tanner Russell with it out by the timeline, up top to Magic. We'll see how much clock Labette County wants to use here. Magic lobs it inside for Dean. A lot of contact from Butcher, no calls. It's knocked away. A turnover. Coach Smith furious. Butcher the other way at 3, short. And Russell gets the rebound. 35 seconds on the clock. This is as fired up as I've ever seen Coach Smith. He wants this one badly tonight. 25 seconds on the clock. Magic way out by the Purple Dragon at half court. 20 seconds. They'll look for the last shot. 15 seconds. Pittsburgh letting them wind it down. Magic is one-on-one with Butcher. Magic, 8 seconds, 7. Magic with the right-hand dribble, floats it off the glass, misses, fouls his shot, misses again. Ball's loose, and there's the buzzer. But what a first half by Labette County, as they've shown all kinds of heart and all kinds of fight, and somehow only down by 2 points. Well, let's send it back to the station for about 10 minutes. Your halftime score, Pittsburgh 30, Labette County 28. You're listening to Labette County Basketball on AM 1540 and live streaming on KLKCradio.com. 11, Drew Rolfs 6, Marquet English with 8, Jarek Butcher with 3, and Trent Austin with 2 points in what was a very entertaining and sometimes awkward first half of basketball, but somehow, some way, Labette County has hung in there. And although they're down by 2, and although they were outscored by 2 in that second quarter of play, I felt like all the momentum went the way of Labette County in that second quarter. So we'll see what the third quarter brings us, and oftentimes in high school basketball in these close games, the third quarter is what determines everything. So Labette County needs a strong quarter here, and we're ready to play basketball. It'll be Pittsburgh ball, moving left to right here in the second half. Jarek Butcher comes out with it, gives it to Elkamil. Elkamil, top of the key, now far corner Rolfs as Labette County comes out in a 2-3 zone. Here's English inside on Dean and scores. And there again you see the sweet footwork of Marquis English in the post, and he has 10 points. I feel like they really got away from him in the post in the second quarter. We'll see what Pittsburgh wants to do the rest of the way offensively. Here's a 3 from Magic, no good. Offensive rebound, Tanner. He'll put it back up, too short, and the ball's loose and grabbed by Curtis of Pittsburgh. Just underway here in the second half, and a 4-point Pittsburgh lead. English with it, double teamed. Far wing Rolfs inside Curtis. Good pass inside to English, and he's fouled by Walters, and that I thought would be number 3 on Josh. Let's see what they call that as. I thought he picked up 2 quick ones in the first, and he did. I only had 1 there, but so third personal foul against Josh Walters, and the first team foul against Labette County here in the second half, and the free throw from English is good as he's at the line shooting 2. Clayton Moore into the game for Labette County, but he has 3 fouls. So Labette County's foul troubles continue, although Pittsburgh found themselves in pretty significant foul trouble as well in the first half. English misses the second free throw, and the ball back to Labette County. 5-point deficit is what the Grizzlies face. Here's Tanner Russell, far wing. Nowhere to go with it. Good defense by Rolfs. Tanner gets it around to Dean. Around the screen now, back to Tanner. Goes to the free throw line, pulls up, shoots, off the glass and in. Tanner has 4. Labette County within 3. English, top of the key. Out to Elkamil, far wing. Now near corner, and around they go Rolfs to the near wing. Near side Elkamil fires a 3. High off the rim, no good. And they're going to say it went up and over, so out of bounds, and the ball back to Labette County. 6:29 to play in the third quarter in a 33-30 Pittsburgh lead, but Labette County hanging in there. Labette County playing hard. Coach Smith coaching hard, about as hard as I've ever seen him work the refs and these players. A victory tonight for Labette County ties them with Pittsburgh atop the SEK. Here's Magic, left-handed dribble. Relaford throws in all kinds of traffic. Tanner comes down with it, a 3, no good. Rebound Curtis of Pittsburgh. Back the other way, the Dragons. Curtis has some numbers, he'll push it. Find English near side, 3, too long. Rebound Russell, and that's what I'm talking about, folks. They go to Marquis English to begin the game. He scores easily in the post. Since then, he's been at the top of the key and now shooting a 3-point shot. I don't know why they don't just keep feeding it into the post until Labette County can stop it. Here's Dean driving, shooting the lane, no good. Long rebound tip to Curtis. Curtis has 3 straight rebounds for Pittsburgh. A 3 from Rolfs, the other way he hits.
Three-point basket by number 23.
Drew Rolfs has 9 points on 3 threes. Magic with it, tries to kick it inside for Tanner Russell and turns it over. And there was a lot of traffic that Magic was trying to throw it through that time, and Labette County will slide with the basketball, and the lead 6 for the Dragons. 5:14 to play in the third quarter. Butcher with it, lobs it to Elkamil, far corner, back to Butcher. He throws it in for English, who elevates and lays it up and in. Not quite an alley-oop, but awfully close, and how Butcher dropped it over the top of all those defenders, I'm not sure, but he scores. And the lead is 8 for Pittsburgh. Labette County needs to keep pace here. A long 3 from Tanner, no good. 1 and done, Labette County. Butcher the other way, the big fella. A lot of contact, no calls. He misses his shot, but English follows it and scores, and Coach Smith calls a timeout. Let's take 30 seconds on KLKC. Led mostly by Marquis English scoring, but awfully good defense played by all 5 of the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons, and that's really where they get you. A lot of people talk about what a good scoring team they are, and they do, and usually have 3 or 4 guys in double figures, but defensively is where they win the majority of their games. Here is Gatewood, top of the key, just came into the game for Labette County, now Relaford. Magic, one-on-one with English, finds Tanner Russell. Tanner drives to the free throw line. Now Nybarger near corner. 3, good! And just what the doctor ordered for Labette County. They needed it. And Nybarger with his first bucket of the game is a three-pointer and a big one. Pittsburgh basketball. Here's English, double-teamed. He's going to drive, has the ball stripped away, out of bounds, and the ball goes to Labette County. Big turnover that time, and a big defensive stop for Labette County. Grizzly basketball moving right to left here in the second half, wearing their road red jerseys. White numerals, white lettering, gold trim. Gatewood, top of the key. Now Magic open near wing. 3. Bullseye! Magic Relaford, his first basket of the second half. He has 21. Labette County within 4, coming out of the timeout. 3:35 to play in the third. English in the post all by himself, and he scores. And when Pittsburgh has to get a bucket, they go right back to the post, but I don't understand how English can be that wide open. 6-point Pittsburgh lead. Gatewood, top of the key. Finds Magic. Magic now Tanner. Far corner. 3. No good. Tanner's been pretty cold from there. He hasn't had one all night, although the one they called it 2 looked like a 3 to me. Elkamil the other way for Pittsburgh. A 3. Good. So right back comes Pittsburgh. His first 3 of the game, his first points of the game. The lead is back to 9 for the Dragons, and they just don't let up. Here's Dean driving into the body of Curtis. Shot not even close. Coach Smith wanted a foul call, won't get one. Here's Elkamil, far corner, near corner rather, a 3, hits back to back. And you can just see how good Pittsburgh is. They don't give you an inch, and they don't let you have any hope. Here's a long 2-pointer. No, a 3-pointer from Magic, and he hits. I thought they were going to call that a 2, but it's a 3 and a 60-second timeout on KLKC. El Camille, top of the key. He didn't do anything offensively for the first half. Now he's hit back-to-back threes. Here is Rolfs on the near wing, guarded by Tanner Russell. As Labette County comes out in a man-to-man defense. Here is Grant back in the ball game, the young freshman for the Dragons. 1:53 to play in the third quarter. Labette County really needs to stop here as time does become an issue. As you're starting to look at only 8 minutes left, and that's the 8 minutes of the fourth quarter. Long three from El Camille. He hits it. How did he do it? This kid's red hot here in the second half. He has 9 points in the third quarter, all threes. And that's quite a weapon to have when you can't do anything in the first half, then just drop 3 threes. Here's Gatewood inside, and he scores. Skylar Gatewood off the bench with his first 2, keeping Labette County in the ball game down by 10, 51-41 Pittsburgh. Here's Rolfs with it. Up top to El Camille, 108. He drives, step back, 2-pointer is good. And right now, I don't know what you do with Gavin El Camille as he's woken up here in the second half. He has 11 points in the quarter. Looks really good. Here's Tanner Russell on the far side. 51 seconds to play. Tanner gets it to Magic right in front of us. 44 seconds to play. Magic. I'm not sure how I got him confused. Magic going to drive with the left hand into the paint. Raise it off the glass and in. Good strong take that time from Magic. Grizzlies hanging around. Down by 10. 25 seconds to play. Look for Pittsburgh to wind the clock down here. 20 seconds on the clock. Labette County needs the stop. Final period of regulation time approaching quickly in 10 seconds. Here's Grant with it. Picks up his dribble. Finds Rolfs. 8 seconds. Keyshawn on him. Anderson just came into the game. 5 seconds. 4. Step back 3 from Rolfs. Air ball. And they tip it in to Curtis at the buzzer. His shot's no good. Let's take 60 seconds on KLKC. Grizzlies begin the third quarter with the basketball. Here's Dean with it, top of the key, one-on-one with Austin. Dean drives, left-handed shot off the glass, no good. Rebound English. Coach Smith got the troops fired up in that huddle between periods, but they're going to need a defensive stop here, and they won't get one as Austin drives the baseline and scores. Here's Dean with it, top of the key. Left-handed dribble. Nowhere to go with it. Now finds Magic near wing. Relaford one-on-one with Grant. Magic with 23 tonight. He's played well. Here's Keyshawn near wing. Bounce pass inside Dean. Going to work in the post, but he's double teamed. Nowhere to go with it. Dribbles underneath the hoop. Turns around and scores! What a take by Easton Dean. He had nowhere to go. Kept with it. Dribbled underneath the hoop and laid it in from the right side. Here's English, has a shot blocked by Dean, but grabs the basketball and scores. And that's so frustrating when you get the defensive stop and still the player ends up scoring. And now a travel against Dean, and that call came awfully late as Easton was already well into the dribble. So a turnover against Labette County, down by 12, and Pittsburgh with the basketball. 6:40 on the clock left in this one. Rolfs with it, up top English. Back to Rolfs on the far wing. Up top to Grant. Now English. Fakes left, goes right, all kinds of contact. Looks like he dribbled to me. No call, they get it to Elkamil and he scores. And even Coach Rolfs looked down at Coach Smith and smiled knowing that that was a travel. But instead, Pittsburgh comes away with 2 points. Now they lead by 14. Here's Dean inside and one. Good pass from Keyshawn Anderson to Easton Dean, and Easton scores. And he has a chance for a three-point play. Dean now with 12 points in the ball game. 6:07 on the clock. They're going to get Austin on the foul, his third. Just the first team foul against Pittsburgh in the second half. Both teams only one team foul. Free throw from Dean is good. Easton has 13. 11-point Pittsburgh lead. English into the body of Dean again. And he's fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot two. And that time, English just took it right directly into Dean's body, and there wasn't much Easton was going to do about that. Good basketball IQ by English to know that he could draw the foul. That's Easton's third and the second team foul against Labette County. English at the line to shoot two, misses the first. English with 18 points tonight. One of, if not the best player in the SEK. Free throw is short, misses both of them. Labette County fights for the rebound, not going to get it. That's a killer. Here's English inside, he's fouled. And the inability for Labette County to get the rebound is going to end up really hurting the Grizzlies on that play. They're going to get Anderson on the foul. That's his first, third team foul against Labette County. English back at the line to shoot two. Free throw is short. English leaving all of his free throws short here. He's played most of the game, so no doubt he's tired, but got to bend those knees. 5:56 on the clock, 59-48 Pittsburgh. English second shot, good. 60-48, Labette County down by 12. They have the basketball. Here's Relaford with it. Dribbles with the left hand, floats it out. Anderson near side. He'll fire a three. No good. Rebound Grant. I'm not sure if that's the shot Labette County's looking for in this situation. Grant the other way, and he's hammered by Magic Relaford. He'll go to the line to shoot two. They get Magic on the foul. That's just his first, fourth team foul. Grant goes to the line to shoot two. 5:37 on the clock. 12-point lead for Pittsburgh. Grant hits the free throw. Nybarger comes to the scorer's table, and he'll replace Anderson. One more for Grant. Free throw is good. 14-point Pittsburgh lead now, 5.5 to play, and Grizzlies have a lot of work to be done, and Magic drives, and he's fouled by Grant. His third, second team foul. It's on the floor, I believe, so Labette County to inbound. Dean will inbound to the left of his own hoop for Labette County. Easton lobs it up top for Russell. Tanner finds Nybarger, far corner. Gets it inside to Walters in the post. He has the ball knocked away and stolen. And that was just quirky and clunky from the get-go, and Labette County turns it over. English the other way, his shot no good. Rebound Curtis, his putback no good. And Russell snags the rebound away from Curtis. Back the other way, Labette County, they really need a bucket here. Russell steps back, now drives, finds Nybarger, far corner. Alex gives it to Relaford. Under 5 to play. Magic now Nybarger. Nybarger gets it to Dean, top of the key. Dean's going to drive, loses the ball again, another turnover. Labette County careless with the basketball late in this game here. Elkamil loses the ball out of bounds. I thought that Nybarger knocked it out of bounds. They said it. Elkamil just lost it. Now the referees come together and talk about it. And it goes to Pittsburgh. I thought that that's what they would do. Coach Smith not happy with it. I thought that Nybarger had knocked it out of bounds. And it goes back to Pittsburgh. Here is Elkamil as that play was corrected by the official well behind the play. Here's Marquis English in the post, shoots, misses. Rebound Pittsburgh. Grant a three, no good. Rebound Curtis, his putback, no good, but he's fouled. And Labette County here in the fourth quarter getting killed on the glass. I think they're going to get Walters here. That'll be his fourth. Fifth team foul against Labette County. Curtis at the line to shoot two. He was scoreless in the third quarter, but hits a free throw here. And the lead has grown to 15 for Pittsburgh, and frustration starting to set in for the Grizzlies. Second free throw is good. 64-48. Pittsburgh with the lead in what used to be a close game. Here's Magic the other way and one. Magic, a good aggressive drive that time in the lane. Has 28 tonight. I think I said 23 earlier, but that was wrong. It's 28. Free throw from Magic is good. Labette County picks up full court pressure. Here's Butcher. For a big fella, he can really move the basketball. Spinning away from Nybarger, now dribbles it off his leg, picks it up. It's got to be a 5-second call, I would think. They get it to Curtis. He drives, scores. Four straight points for Chase Curtis, and the lead back to 15 for Pittsburgh. Here is Russell, top of the key, three, no good. And Tanner's just been stone cold tonight. Here's Curtis at the top of the key. A victory tonight for Pittsburgh will all but be the end of the SEK League as far as that goes, and a 60-second timeout on KLKC. Pittsburgh 66, Labette County 51 in this our boys game. Pittsburgh basketball. Here's Elkamil, now English. Up top to Rolfs. Rolfs now Butcher near wing, lobs it in to Curtis in the post. Kick it up top, English. Look for Pittsburgh to eat some clock here. Here's Rolfs with it. Now Curtis on the near side. One-on-one with Gatewood. Labette County stays the man-to-man. English top of the key. Bounce pass inside Curtis. Curtis out to English. 3 minutes to play. And that's exactly what Pittsburgh wants to do, just drain the clock now with a 15-point lead. Here is Curtis, now English. He's going to drive, leave it for Butcher. Baseline jumper, good. And that's a dagger after taking up all that clock. Then Pittsburgh gets 2 points. 17-point lead, and it hasn't always been like this, folks. An awfully close ball game for a long time, but no more. Here's Magic driving and scoring. Magic continues to have a big night. Magic with 31 tonight. 68-53 Pittsburgh. Here's Butcher driving all by himself, missing the layup, but there's an offensive rebound and another foul against Labette County. Labette County continues to struggle on the glass. They get Skylar Gatewood on the foul, his first 16 foul. Moore and Anderson come to the scorer's table for Labette County. Curtis at the line to shoot 2. Free throw is good, and as much as obnoxious and rude as Curtis is, he's a heck of a good ball player. Free throw good from Curtis, hits them both. He's 4 for 4 in the fourth quarter. Only missed one this whole game. As we approach 2 minutes to play, and this has turned into a blowout. Magic finds Tanner, a 3, no good, and he's been off all night. Rebound, El Camille. Down court pass to English, one-on-one with Easton, and the ball was heading in, and they pulled on the net. I think let's see who touched the net. I think it was Pittsburgh that touched the net, so no basket. No basket, and the ball goes back to Labette County. The net was grabbed and pulled down, and that knocked the ball off of the cylinder, but it was grabbed by Curtis, I think, of Pittsburgh, and that's why it's an offensive goaltend. Here's a drive-by Magic, shot of the glass, no good for Labette County. And the rebound goes to Pittsburgh. Here is El Camille with it. El Camille driving one-on-one against Anderson. They're going to get him on the foul as he reached out and grabbed El Camille. So the foul is called against Pittsburgh. Should be Labette County basketball. No one seemed to know about it, including both teams. So the foul, offensive foul against El Camille, his third team foul. Labette County basketball with 1:40 to play. So Dean with it, top of the key, around the screen. Good pass into Moore. Clayton's shot is blocked by English. What a play. Marquis English really putting on a show tonight. Here, senior night in Pittsburgh, his final game on this court. And he hasn't disappointed. Now Butcher with the basketball at center court, and he's fouled, I think, by Clayton Moore. Let's see who they get, and they do. That's his 4th and the 7th team foul. And they should be shooting 1-1. Nybarger into the game for Anderson. Butcher at the line, shooting 1-1. He has 5 points tonight. And the free throw is good.
In the game for Pittsburgh, number 15, Isaac Leverance.
Leverance into the game for Pittsburgh. He came in just momentarily at the end of the first half. Now comes in here at the end of the second half. He's a senior, 6'2". Free throw from Butcher is good. He hits them both. 72-53. A 19-point lead now for Pittsburgh. Here's Relaford, scoops it up with the right hand. It just won't fall. And back the other way of the Dragons. Here is Leverance in the far corner. 1 minute to play. So Labette County boys will try to rebound on Tuesday night at Coffeyville. Here's a drive by English, and he scores. And he is so long, he made that look easy. Here's Dean the other way, throws it up. It's over the backboard, out of bounds, and that just didn't draw glass or rim or anything as Moore and Nybarger come out of the game. Lee and Nathan Smith come into the game, and Jamison, now everybody. I lost track there. Jamison in the game, and Luke Falkenstein as well. So, for all intents and purposes, your JV players who sit on the bench. And there seems to be a problem maybe with the book, with the roster. I don't know if Falkenstein is in the scorer's book. He may have to come out. 46.6 on the clock. And that usually goes as a technical, and I think it will here. It's Falkenstein not in the book. So it should be a technical foul. Pittsburgh should be shooting some shots here. And it'll be Dalton Gromer at the line to shoot the free throw shot. And he hits. And he'll have one more in a game that was awfully optimistic for Labette County at halftime is falling apart here in Pittsburgh. So Dalton Gromer, a player who never gets to play for Pittsburgh, hits the free throw shots, and good for him on senior night. 40 seconds left in this one, 76-53. Here is Gromer, now Alex Kafka, now Leverance. Find Dalton Duncan. 25 seconds left. Duncan takes a three from the near corner. No good. Rebound Smith of Labette County. All young guys in for both teams. Well, young guys are players who don't get to play much. Jamison, top of the key. He's seen a little varsity time this year. Here's Lee. Now Smith, high post. 5 seconds. Somebody better do something. Just well get in the scorebook. Lee fires it up at the buzzer. No good. And so a